St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Pick up your phone for the Love Zone on Rev-Up St. Lucia. We're here to entertain ya. 97.1 FM. That's our frequency. Heard on Tuesdays with Andre, Shamark, and Nikki. Hot topics for the lovers. It's a show like no other. The Love Zone from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend. The Love Zone. The Love Zone. The Love Zone.
Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good night to our listeners and to our viewers in St. Lucia and across the globe, especially those of you on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on X. Welcome to another Love Zone for today, Tuesday, the 2nd of September. My name is Andre Paul, the co-host of the show. To my immediate left, we have the lovely Nikki. Nikki, good morning to you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night to all our listeners here and abroad. Good morning to you, Andre and Shamark. Shamark, it's wonderful having you back. I missed you, I really did. So I'm happy to have you back. Well, we are happy to have you back. Andre, every time you say the lovely Nikki, I blush.
You know what she said, Shamark?
I blush.
Yes.
I
You
blush.
still have your blushing battery in you?
My boy is a pity.
Yeah.
I'm not a shabby. I would have knocked you. I would have chased you big time. But anyway, that's for another show. Yeah. So happy to be here. I hope that everybody had a wonderful weekend and that your week is going well thus far. I want to say a special happy birthday in advance to Alice Sonson of Salty Buzz, my darling. I hope you're listening to me, and I hope that you're listening to my greetings. Of course, I will call you tomorrow, God willing, to give you the real thing. But I want you to know that you're special and loved, and I hope that all will be well with you continuously. Also, shout out to Chris at the Central Library. We met yesterday. He is a very frequent listener of the Love Zone. So we are indeed impacting people, and that's wonderful. Mr. Morgan, how are you? Hope that you're doing well. Julia, Hyacinth, Honorata, and everybody else listening. Hello. Wonderful being back. Today we have a very interesting topic for you. Very important topic, so relax, kick back, and enjoy the show.
All right, Nikki, let's say good morning to Shamark, as we also say, welcome back. Shamark, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Good morning, Nikki.
Good morning.
Andre. Good morning, St. Lucia, Facebook, and as you say, the rest of the world. And how far my voice reaching, if it's all in Africa.
I'm betting. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
The internet, anything goes.
That's right. And you never know who's listening
Exactly.
or who's
That's-
viewing.
That's the most fascinating thing for me. Like, you just never know. You
never
never know. So,
Yep.
yes.
Okay, so let's get into today's topic, chosen by Nikki as always. I think it's something that is extremely important. And I say it's important, in fact, extremely important, because this one issue, according to experts, is the leading cause of discord and divorce.
Oh.
Imagine that.
Yep.
It's the leading cause of discord, meaning roro in the relationship, and eventually divorce.
Oh, Lord.
So let me tell you exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about nagging, Nagging. So, just in case you didn't hear me earlier, nagging, according to the experts, is the leading cause of discord and divorce. So that is really, 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 really serious. Okay? And of course, some of us, by the way, I think we generally think of females as being the naggers.
Boy, if only that was true.
But that is not so.
No.
We are both men and women who nag. Okay? And when you look at what am I looking? Sorry. When you look at the studies that have been done, you begin to realize that they're not saying women. They say person.
Yes.
Or persons.
It's a general stuff,
Yeah. Okay, that's according to the research. So nagging now, let me just give the definition in the context of relationships. That's what Love Zone is all about. Is constantly harassing someone to do something. Constantly harassing someone to do something. Now that tends to sound negative.
I know.
Okay, negative, but I think they can be positive.
Very much so.
And I say that because sometimes I think the nagging is sort of justified.
Very much
And
so.
let me explain. All right. Say you are asking your significant other to put out the garbage, for example. Fix the stove, fix the fridge, pick up your socks, for example. Now, the person on the other end of this thing, the receiving end, will say, well, why are you always nagging me about, picking up my socks and throwing away the garbage, put away the garbage, and don't leave the floss in the sink, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Brush your teeth,
No,
comb your hair,
it's true.
right? So the person on the receiving end sees this as something annoying, right? So let's go back into time. And let me just ask a question, especially to both of you. Could it be, as I was saying, that nagging can be justified, that these habits, these behaviors didn't just start yesterday?
They certainly didn't. No, they didn't.
Okay?
They've been around for a long, long, long time. There's no denying that.
Most likely at the beginning of the relationship.
Yeah.
Because when I say you, I'm talking about me, two of you, our listeners and viewers, who are in a relationship, and either you notice it when you go to your significant other's home, or just being in the environment. For example, you enter their vehicle, the vehicle is a complete mess. You go to their home, the home is a mess.
Yeah.
You observe these things.
But
they're
you're
always there.
observant, but sometimes you don't say anything.
Exactly.
It's only when you all start living together, you start the nagging. So at that point, the person will think you're nagging them because you did not complain about it. It's almost like you meet somebody, they're smoking. It was not a problem because you was fascinated. The smell, the cologne, and everything like that. All of a sudden, they're married. Don't come at me for a cigarette mouth. I mean, come on. So it will irritate you that you're nagging me because you didn't complain. When I was picking up, spending my money on you, we going everywhere. It was not a complaint. All of a sudden, I don't know, maybe afterwards in the relationship, when it's settled down, they see me, they're like, oh my God, I'm
After
sorry,
a long
coffee,
period
me.
of time, it will get to you.
So that's where the nagging really troubles some people because sometimes, like as you said, the red flags are there, but we ignore it,
We overlook
thinking that
them.
we don't want to tell a person something, but it's better. That's where communication comes in. So don't overthink and try to think for the person. If you see something, you talk about it, and then maybe the nagging would be less, but some nagging and jiboje. You read the explanation, it's sounding easy, but some people like a radio, even though you take out the battery in it, they still nagging.
But let me ask you something, Shamak and Nikki. Let's just assume you're dating someone, and the person, as you said, maybe the person likes to line with their friends, their male friends, or their female friends for that matter. Okay? Maybe the person is an untidy individual, all right? And as you said a while ago, you complain about it. You say, hey, listen, why don't you pick up your socks? Why don't you put the floss away? Why don't you put out the garbage? Because you're dating this person, you're seeing those things. And the person is not changing, right? They're not changing. Are these grounds at that point there, would you break up with the person for those reasons?
If you're not a tidy person, probably not. But if you're a tidy person, you will, or you should. Now, let me tell you, I've been there. Okay.
Explain.
So I have advice for people. All right.
When you say you've been there, what do you mean?
I'm coming.
Oh, sorry.
Don't disturb me. Let me come.
Sorry,
okay?
sorry.
Let me come. Yes. So, there was somebody that I was seeing, okay? And I'm telling you, I saw the untidiness. I saw it. I'm telling you, I did. I would...
Even with your limited vision. Imagine that.
Yes. When I would go to the person's location, right? The place would be all a mess and whatever. I would even help clean up and whatever, blah, 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 put things in order, whatever. Honestly speaking, I knew that the person was untidy, but I chose to overlook that, thinking that, okay, I can work with that, man.
That's exactly what Shamak was
all
saying.
right, but you know what? Don't do that to yourself, please, because I'm a neat freak and I will never change that. I've tried not to be a neat freak, but I cannot not be a neat freak. And so when I see untidy places, when I see things out of believe me, I nag and I nag incessantly. All right, and it becomes a problem. I have nagged a lot. I still do at home. I tell people, don't come inside with your shoes. Take this out. Don't, Andre, I'm telling you, the person you see here, I'm not that person at home. I'm like a constant, because I cannot take it. I can't deal with it. So what I'm saying is, when you with somebody, if you are a neat freak and the person is untidy, do not think that that person will just automatically change for you. It's not like that. No. I can safely say that probably the person may try, but then if you're really meticulous and stuff like that, it's going to get to you and you will nag. All right? I don't think we do it intentionally. Because, okay, we do it because we know what the repercussions can be. All right? When a place is too untidy, rodents can come. Even if I have a lot of cats, I'm sure, like roaches, ants, and stuff like that, they come. These things are attracted to that kind of thing. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why people will tell you, don't leave this here, don't leave that there. And the person on the receiving end may feel irritated by you. But what they fail to understand is that you're doing it out of, you know, a good place. But it's irritating to them because they're thinking, oh, you're on their back and whatever. And what Shamak said is true. We don't say anything at the beginning. And when we start, you know, being in a relationship with a person over a prolonged period of time, then it becomes a problem to us. And we go on. And then they're like, but why didn't you say anything from the beginning?
But okay, let's just assume you did say.
Yes.
You did say, and they did not change.
Exactly.
And I asked the question earlier. I would like both of you to answer. Are these grounds, as you said a while ago, you're a neat freak.
Yes.
Now, I don't think neat freak is a bad thing per se, unless, of course, I mean, you're really extreme.
No, I don't.
But there's nothing wrong in liking your environment.
Sometimes can cause the relationship to break up because it's almost like most times persons that's a neat freak have to live alone because everything irritates them. It's almost like they have that disorder. The cushion must be on the chair sitting. Maybe before you get a please fix the cushion. That can irritate somebody. You need to live alone. Sometimes for some people, they think, but most times when you say in the marriage is what happens for the females, especially if they are neat freak, like what Nick is saying. Trust me, you clean the bathroom, the men don't like to lift up the seat. You get a lot of, they always have that in the marriages. Now when you dating the person, you saw that happening. It will not change. But what happens now, what has to kick in, you have to compromise. No munkila. There's a way you can go to his wallet, he can go to give you his ATM, my girl clean the toilet bowl after it. Because sometimes if you love the person, you have to compromise. compromise.
But Shamak, I asked the question, very important. Ask the question. Hold your thought, Mickey. What if you complain? I don't like the fact that when you urinating on the seat cover or whatever, you complain incessantly to this person. You quote unquote nag them, but they don't change.
Exactly.
So I'm asking the question.
But I think sometimes innocently in these things, most homes don't have a urinal bowl. It's the toilet. Now sometimes the man want to pay and he rush to the toilet. At the time, sometimes innocently for some people, they just forget to bring up the seat. Now some of them bring up the bowl, the seat, and they don't flush it afterwards.
Or clean up after themselves.
So you'd find that in a lot of men.
I'm asking the question. Would you break up at the relationship at that point?
I wouldn't think so. I think the breakup would come according to the response the person give and the behavior, not just because the person not thinking. I think
no, but they're not changing. You say
no,
to
but
them,
that's what I'm saying, Andrea. But most times, what does cause the breakup is the reaction the person giving, not because the person just not bringing on the seat. I mean, that sounds like imagine the person is a very calm person that they don't say nothing. I mean, like, and you say, okay, I'm going to break up with you because you're not breathing. It's sounding so weird. If it happens, I would love to meet somebody that break up with. But I think it's the reaction because some people can get real defensive and feel like you made them feel like a little. I think it's the reaction, the person you telling about not bringing up the toilet. That's what might create a whole drama and then cause the breakup.
At the beginning of the show, you said we don't say anything.
Yeah,
that's what you said. So I'm picking up from that. Now you decide now to say something. You say it and you complain about it. You nag.
That's what I'm saying, but it's the reaction.
I'm asking you at that point in time, you see the person is not changing the behavior that is irritating you. Okay? Would you continue the relationship?
I think yes, because for me, I believe everything is reaction. Because if the person do disrespect me and stuff like that, and I'm saying that's why I say a while ago, if the person is a really neat freak, and they cannot deal with that, they'll break up for that part of it.
So you're saying then, okay, you would continue the relationship, And then now you have
Because
to end
some
up-
guys might say,
then-
"Oh, babes,
then-
I'm sorry,
then-
I forget," and the girl say, "You always forget it, very, very." So then again, it's the reaction. Some people might get upset, they'll curse, they'll swear and stuff like that. So
Like
what I'm
me.
saying is the reaction. So sometimes it depends on your reaction. What you put out, the person might balance it off and think it. But if you give me a big negative reaction, you make out some man guess what pop sure you have me on a toilet or flush. You understand? Is the reaction creates the monster.
Well, the reaction could be, as you said there, in a sort of aggressive way,
That's what I'm saying.
or in a calm way, but the behavior does not change.
That's what I'm saying. The behavior doesn't change, and the fact that's what I'm saying. For somebody, the person calm, he never curse you. He just said, "Baby, like he keep apologizing all the time." And sometimes innocent.
Hold on, Nikki.
No, but sometimes innocently, the person don't do it. You figure to see it as a big thing. Innocently, they have times even I'm straying a bit for a little bit. You board in the bus. I say, Andre, see me. I well vex. Andre, see me. I call me. I calling him to a science. Andre, mind so far, boy. I hope I have enough money for the bus. Your mind so far, and you post, and you don't see the person. So innocently, people do stuff, and at the end of the day, so that means because of that, all the love you had for that person, your husband. We're talking about somebody you live.
No. We're dating. We're dating.
When you read that stuff, you say you live in or whatever.
No, but I told you. You said we don't say anything.
But
That's
if
what
you're
you said.
dating,
So we're taking it from
and the
that.
person don't give a negative content, you'd hope that the person will change
Right.
because guess what?
But they're not.
A whole relationship is on that.
They're not.
Yes, they're not. But
because that's the reason you see the people are still nagging.
Constantly, that is
Yeah,
because the
because
person is
they
not
haven't changed.
yeah, but it's you that nagging. The person you telling that is not nagging, huh?
Oh,
And you're nagging, maybe not even troubling the person. They keep apologizing to you.
No.
I'm being the devil advocate because some people will take it slow and they'll just apologize and innocently maybe they just, especially if that's what they was doing at their home, that habit might be hard to break. That's why when you're being with somebody, you have to decide, are you willing to share your space with somebody? Imagine your whole life you living by yourself. Like for me, my partner come off and on. I know he's not a domestic person to cook. He always saying that me, if we ever living together, we need to get a maid. So if the person is really saying that as a joke and stuff like that, I would never expect if we're living together, I'll come home and get a hot cooked meal. I'll get an empty plate. So I already know that, so I cannot come and knock for the person for that. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't make it a problem. You go out to eat and stuff like that. So sometimes it's you how you deal with it.
All right. So, Nikki, you've been waiting there patiently.
No, like you see, while I understand where Shamak is coming from, I have to see, all right, that if somebody were to break up, okay, in a situation like what you described, Andre, it would be because the person just got pissed off at the fact that the other person is not changing, and maybe they're not even willing to change. Now, just imagine every day over a prolonged period of time, I have to be wiping toilet seat, I have to be cleaning the toilet bowl,
Yeah,
mopping
cleaning
the
up
bathroom.
after him.
What kind of nonsense? You should have just stay with your mother and continue suckling on her breast. You're a little boy. Why would you even do that? Yes, you maybe had the habit, but I know that you're living in somebody else's space
Yes.
and you're trying to create cleanliness for both our sakes. Every time I have to be the one to come and clean, like that is so taxing, so it takes away from my time where I could have been doing something else. And that to me, nagging is like, what it does is it kind of creates it creates a huge upset. The person on the receiving end, even if they may be calm, even if like I'm the nagger and the person on the receiving end, getting the nagging may be calm, that works up, like to something combustible. How much more can somebody take? One day the person will explode, I'm telling you. So all these things can be avoided, but I'm saying at the beginning of relationships we overlook red flags thinking that we can stand what the person is dishing out. But what we must understand and never forget is that over a prolonged period of time, that is if we decide to be together, it will filter down. And then now we need to speak from early o'clock. And guess what? If the person really is interested in being with you, they will work on certain things. They'll make the effort and you will see it. You will see it. Now, in my case, it's like the untidiness was just so... It was a thing, all right? It was a thing. And I tried and I tried and I tried. And then, some people, maybe that's just how they are, all right? I don't know. Maybe that's just how they are. And who am I to want to change somebody who's untidy into somebody who's tidy? And so, we have to look at things for what they are. If you really are somebody who cannot stand untidy people, then you have to see it for what it is, and know that most likely that habit will just not break like that. You know?
I think one person's untidy, since you're saying untidy, it's a natural thing for them because they're untidy at home, at work, even their whole self, they carry untidy. Another thing too, sometimes in dating, you go out somebody home, you see in the shower, I hate that, they leave their underwear on the bathroom or the head of the pipe.
That's right.
I mean, like, imagine I was hosting a female for a short time, I was like, sweetie, in my mind, I said, as you had a gay man home, you leave in your underwear and the thing on my pipe. You know, but you can't tell the person said, gets at your home, and you know, I just ignored it. I go back, I might swing a corner, I think, you're a killer. You know, and I say that I have it myself. But you didn't tell the person. And then the reason sometimes, if you like your space, is better you alone, because there's stuff like that would irritate you. Growing up as a child, I did not like washing dishes, but as I get older, I cannot go to bed and leave dishes in my sink. You know, so cockroaches, these things will come at my house, because I think cleanliness is, I have to breathe. When I enter, I say good morning house, afternoon house, I talk to the house because I have to make sure, wait, she throw me out. You understand? My house name is Barbara. My apartment is Barbara. So anytime I walk in, I say good night, because you create that energy for your space, and then you invite somebody else, you live in the person, and the person is doing the total opposite. It will irritate you. I guess, then again, if you say dating, hence the reason I guess you can maybe discontinue in the relationship if you think you don't want to live with that in the future. But then you have to tell the person it's for that. You can't tell them, no, it's not you, it's not me. They always say, I think when they're breaking up, we're beating around the bush. But tell the person you see that will create a problem in the future. To yourself, you're speaking out aloud, or sometimes you're saying they will change. But you tell yourself that the person it's in their genes, that that's a natural thing for them. Because especially if it's that's a guy you're dating, that if it's a guy that believes the female has to clean after them in terms of dishes, the underwear, making the bed, and everything like that, you know.
Exactly.
So then you have a problem. Even a female, I can only imagine you have some guys that's knit freaks, and on the other hand, the female is untidy.
That happens.
It irritates them. The guys just would not tolerate it. Guys are easy to flip. I was actually watching a movie, the African movie on that, and the guy he said, why is the girl saying, but it's just a plate. He's like, wash it. He just irritating him.
I agree. I'm the same way.
And they was having serious argument over just one plate and a cutlery in the sink.
I'm the same way.
Let's take some calls. Let me just give the numbers. The fixed line is 572-9710. WhatsApp is 287-0971. We have somebody on the WhatsApp platform. Thanks for calling. Good morning.
Good morning, Shamak. Welcome back.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Thank
Nikki.
you.
Good morning,
to you.
Andrew.
Morning, Gina.
I want to ask actually one question because I don't understand that. Both of you have said that word "rere." What's that word, rere?
Say it again. What's the word?
What is the meaning of rere? Both of them have used it, but I want to know what it
Rere
means.
And so on and so
slang
forth.
and so on and so forth. Like
Yeah, that's
just
what it is.
rural, like a lot of stuff.
And so on and so forth.
Okay. So the answer to the question is no, I will not leave. And I am somebody that's really clean. And I'll just give an example. Like my partner would shower and take out his boxes and put it on the floor and stand on it. All his shirts, right? And I would say, and I would keep on complaining, like, why do you leave your boxers or your shirts? Most time it's just the boxers on the floor. And he would always say, I don't do that. I don't do that.
What?
But when I clean, I clean. I pick it up, I put it in the laundry. And it was very irritating. Like, actually, the sad thing is the fact that he would not even acknowledge he's doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying he's not. So I asked myself, why he keep on saying he's not doing it is because it's not there anymore.
Oh.
So, I mean, we have more than one bathroom. So in the master room, he did that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not picking it up. Now, that means I can't use the shower because I can't stand it. So I use another shower. I pretty much use another bathroom. And when the weekend came, I did laundry and I didn't pick up the clothes. I didn't pick up all the underwear. They had like 5.
Wow.
I didn't pick it up. And the following week, I decided I'm not doing laundry. I'm not picking up the laundry again. So then at that time, he pushed it on the side. And they have fresh ones now he's standing on. And like 2 weeks, whatever. And one day he came from work, he take off his pants. I'm like, why do you have a swimming shorts on? Where did you go? He's He's like, I run out of underwear. I said, why your boxers? And then he laughed. And then he ended up not doing it again. Because I'm like, what's the point of over and over and he's not doing it? So I mean that might not work for everyone. But for 2 weeks he had no boxers to put. So he getting up to put on a boxer and he had none, all of them on dirty on the floor. So now you can see that you're leaving. Yes, because I'm like, what else can I do? Because he's saying he's not doing it. And I cannot understand 2 weeks. You're not seeing the clothes on the floor?
So is that somebody you were dating or you were married to the person?
That was my husband.
Whoa. So didn't you see anything of that sort when you all were dating?
Well, I did it. Like, for me, it still wasn't a problem. Because if I don't like something, I clean it. Right?
Oh,
I don't.
That's the same thing.
I am that type of person. I just clean it. If you leave the seat up, I will put it down. I might say put the seat down. It'll be nice. But then I just put it down. Now, if I'm upset, I will go and use another washroom just so I don't put it down. So when you go and sit down, you can fall in it yourself. Because they only put it up when they're peeing, but when they're pooing, they're sitting down.
Yeah.
So I just use another washroom. So you pick your battle. And yes, I wouldn't leave because I love cleaning. But at the same time, it could be very annoying to leave your underwear, your boxers on the floor to stand on. We have a mat. We don't need the boxers.
Wow,
but that one take the cake. Caller, you saying that, and I'm trying to imagine it. 1, 2, 3. Your husband need to get an award, eh?
I am baffled. I've never heard anything like that. Huh? Wow, that's something.
It happens because even in dishes.
I'm taking a page.
Because I think the house was so big. The shower, the bathroom was so big, right? It was very easy to just push stuff on the side. It wasn't like a small shower.
Well, I believe you because it happened in dishes because they would use every cup. It would be in the sink and they would not even wash, and they would just keep using until everything ends up in the sink or by the sink area. Yeah, but I like the way the exercise you did, because instead of maybe everybody would not do that, nagging all the time. At least it took a long time to fool his eyes until he had to get creative and go into his bit shots. But I guess the exercise worked.
But Gina, it didn't sound to me like you were nagging him about it.
Well, I don't know if I don't think I was nagging, but it is nagging. I keep on telling you, if I tell you something more than 3 times, I think it's nagging, right? And I feel like every day I'm like, come on, could you just put a laundry basket in there so it make it easier.
Easy access, eh?
And he's still not putting it in. And he keep on saying it's just to put his feet on so he doesn't wet the mat. But the mat is there so you can.
That's what the mat is there for. That's why it's called a bath mat. It's supposed to get wet.
But it's just laziness. Just slide it down, like lift up, leave it here, it's just lazy.
So Gina, you're saying that even if you knew that he was doing that before you got married to him, at the point there...
Well, I didn't know you was doing that before I get married. You only know those things when you live in.
Yeah.
Right? If you're dating somebody or if you go in somebody's house, they will clean up. They're not going to show you those things.
Some of them don't.
Some do.
Some of them don't.
Yeah.
Well, I've never experienced
Well, some do. It depends on what kind of date. Because you have some people they date and they think it's... They don't go to your homes in the process of dating. Some people go to the home maybe once to be the family or maybe... later down in the relationship, but some people go from early o'clock, and sometimes maybe you there dating and maybe it's just to eat and drink and never wait you in the. It's not like you're not intimate with the person yet to see that part of it. It depends on what area,
you're not sleeping
what
there
part
and
of
stuff.
it.
You're not seeing they leaving their underwear on the floor. When you come, they clean up, right?
But it's when
Most
you're
people
living in the moment with that person, you see all the behavior.
Yeah, but Andre, that was a decision I had to make. I'm like, okay. That's the person I have to pick and choose. I have enough stress for me to pick up. I will pick up after you. I actually like.
But Gina, you must have abs cleaning. Because all the time to pick up these underwears, you maybe have good abs.
She does. She does. All right, Gina. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Calling.
Well, boy, I'm just amazed that people are saying they wouldn't break up for those reasons. They would, the thing is that this is serious because if you don't break up for those reasons,
It will
when you end up
continue.
marrying that person, you're going to nag them.
It will continue, it will
You're going to
become
nag them.
worse because you're living with them.
And the research is showing that this is one of the major
No,
reasons
man.
for divorce.
Yeah, but
To me,
Andre,
if you
first-
cannot handle it, don't go
no, but the
deeper.
funny
Just
thing
don't.
about
we have another caller. Hold your thought, Shabak. Thanks for calling. Good morning.
Morning, Andre. How are you?
Hey, I'm well. How about you?
I'm good. Nikki and Shemak,
Good morning to you. Thanks for calling.
Moi-même, pas jamais dit dans la vie, moi.
Hey.
It's just meet and shack up.
Boy, my girl,
That
stop,
is-
stop
Honestly,
reminding me
back
of that.
then, yeah, honestly, back then, like, we didn't know about that. We meet somebody and we just go and live
All
with
of us,
them.
you meet the person and you're in charge.
Boy.
Okay, Shemak, boy, I never in
He's
charge of
sucking
nothing.
it to us, eh? Boy.
So anyways, I never had a nasty man, never had an untidy guy. All the
Lucky.
people I live with already, never. And in case I see a little something wrong, like Gina, I would just clean it up. I don't tell people these things. Like, I'm a neat freak, and even in any case, if I had an untidy person, I would just get it done. But I never had an untidy man. Because from the time I meet you, you're out with the parents who tell me if you tidy or not. But then I wouldn't call myself a nag because I never had that issue about clean up after yourself, pick up your shoes around there, whatever. But then I am somebody that don't like to sweep things under the carpet. And my present guy, he tells me, oh, you like to dwell on things. That happened yesterday. No, but it's not solved. So he find I bring up stuff, yesterday's stuff. So in his mind, he call it nag.
That's right.
But to me, Andre, the thing is not solved.
I
If you
believe
need to
you.
apologize, if you apologize. If you need to say, explain yourself. I'm not nagging.
Because it's
I
going to
just want
trouble you.
an answer. Yeah, because unless I get what I'm looking for, and then when he says that, oh, you like to dwell on things, that happened yesterday, I said, but honey, it's not solved yet. It's under the carpet. No, let's fix it. And then sometimes if he decides to respond or if he decides to apologize, he will, and then I feel better and it's done. But about 15 years ago, a guy left me. And I think that relationship was so perfect that it was imperfect.
Wow.
We never had an issue for 6 years. And then the guy, when he left, he said to people, he don't know why he left me, but I was fooling his head. Because I found out lately in the relationship he was cheating. He had this other woman. So obviously, I'm hurting. I will bring it up. Oh, that's what you're doing to me. I don't deserve it on these little things. And his excuse for leaving was I was fooling his head. But we had that perfect relationship. We never had an argument. We never had a quarrel, except when I found out he was cheating.
Because he didn't want to
So
hear you say that.
obviously-
That's what it was.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it up from time to time, and then that's because since his excuse, quote unquote, was I was fooling his head because the man want to leave. So he will find something to justify his actions and say, oh, I was fooling his head. But that's the only time I ever had a
So let me ask you something, Shaman. Let me ask you something. Let's just say again, I want to go back to the dating period. If the guy was cheating at the time, or you suspected, you didn't have any proof of it, but you suspected, something, your intuition telling you the guy is cheating, and you keep harassing him or nagging him about it, at that point there, would that be a game changer for you? Would you break it up before you get, go any further?
Yeah, Andre, you see that's the only thing I can understand. I will clean up your shit if I have to. But you see that cheating? I cannot take it on. It's painful. I will clean up after you every time. But if I had found out the guy was on another faithful guy or he had some other... And I personally, once I find out a man have a woman, you don't have to be living with her. You don't have to... I'm out. I don't want to get involved in that kind of thing. I don't want you.
So
because the same thing I don't want for myself, I don't want it for somebody else.
So that's the game changer for you. It's cheating. But if, for example, you have to
Andre,
clean up
I'm
after
telling
him,
you.
if you have to clean up after
I don't
him,
mind.
that's okay.
I don't mind.
All
I can
right.
bathe you every day. But you see that cheating, I cannot take it on.
Right, that's true.
Because you something else for you later.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you.
Which
We
is
have
the
another call. Hold your thought. Good morning.
But
Thanks for holding.
disappearing each time.
Thanks for holding.
Hi, good morning, Andre.
Good morning.
To Shamak.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, I would like to start off my contribution by saying know thyself. So if you know yourself, then you will know what you can handle and what you cannot handle.
Yep.
and then in the dating process, you will try to eliminate those you cannot handle. Because at the end of the day, we are never going to marry or get involved with a perfect person, because nobody is perfect. But at the end of the day, you want to be in a relationship where the percentages of the pros are higher than the cons.
Very
Would
true.
you agree with that?
Yes,
agree.
very correct.
Right, because at the end of the day, if you have a perfectly good partner and the one problem is peeing on the toilet bowl, do you think breaking up with somebody that you totally love, you all do things together, but that person have a problem of peeing on the toilet bowl, do you think this is grounds that you cannot handle it so much? Because you see, the nagging, let's answer that question. Does it come from the other side or it comes from you? Because the person not doing it don't have no problem. You the one have the problem.
Yeah, there are
You want the person to change, but you're not willing to change yourself.
Now let me challenge you. Let me challenge you.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because I want to bring in both, the pros and cons.
It's
Let
true.
me challenge you.
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
you said a while ago, and I think we agree that the more pros you have in a relationship, these are, you can let the other things pass. Okay, all right. So let's just assume you have this person who is really, really cool, and I'm bringing this up because I know a young lady who was in a relationship like that. She said she found out this guy was to her was like perfect, but she found out that he used to steal. That's just that one thing. Because you were saying a while ago about pros and cons.
He stole.
While she was with him, right, he was stealing. Okay?
Wow.
So you said about more pros than cons. But what if you have that one serious con, despite all the
Now, that
pros?
is- okay, well, going with you there on that point, that is a very big con when you think, because it could create serious problems for you in your relationship.
Yes?
You could probably end up dead because somebody will come and take revenge for somebody that steal, and they might come and spray the whole house with bullets.
Or you get arrested. You get arrested.
These are there again. You still have to weigh whether you will want to take that risk and save that. But you see, and all this is in the beginning, like you said, Andre. We have to remember that this is in the beginning where.
Yeah, because the person I'm talking
Where you
about,
have the
she was living with the guy.
But did she
Right.
know that he was doing that?
No.
But that's what
But she found out.
didn't come out about nagging it because
She
she
found
found
out.
out about where she just find out, so then she have to
Right,
make a
so-
decision.
Right.
Right. So if she's married already, then according to the vows you took, it's through thick and thin. But if you are not married yet, then you have that leeway to make that conscious decision and say, well, you know what, or you'll bring it to your partner saying, okay, I just get to know that you on that. I really cannot condone stealing on any level. And if you are going to continue to steal, we'll have to part ways.
Married or
And
not?
If
Married
the
or
person
not?
married or not, well,
Yes.
I don't know whether married or not, because
Oh, I'm telling you,
according to the vows you take, it's the death was stop.
A vow can
So-
always be broken, I can tell you that. So,
Well, that's for you.
Yes.
But I just wanted to bring in the other side of those things, because the nagging person is always the person who wants somebody to change.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, what about you compromising?
Yeah.
Because you see, it's supposed to go both ways. Both of you in a relationship are supposed to be working towards getting things where you all are very comfortable with each other. So I'm just saying, sometimes it might be better, worth it in the long run to stop nagging about something that is insignificant. If the rest is so good and this is so insignificant, maybe you should change your mindset
Perception,
and let
yeah.
something slide, as opposed to willing to throw away something really good for
I believe
one
you.
little
I
pimple.
know. I mean,
I agree with you.
I
I
agree,
agree
but
with
I'm
you.
telling you, you see, on the untidy side.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very
I
much.
don't think I could ever stop nagging her. I've tried. I cannot. I can't. They say never say you cannot.
But I
but
think what happened to, for
what's
some
it?
persons,
Wow.
they nag so much, and that's what I was coming to say each time, and then a caller keep
Yes.
calling. Sometimes you have a very good relationship, and the person just have that slight problem, maybe leaving the cup in the dishes, something like that, not leaving the underwear in the bathroom. Now, guess what? Sometimes the female get home before you or the male get home before you. They would not even ask you, how was your day? They would stick on that, then it goes to insult, or this, or that. And that's where the problem starts. So that living boxer, that problem the person have habit, your nagging creates a huge monster. And sometimes, guess what? That's why I tell people, unless it's not something that's very serious, cheating, because you'll get sickness from it, physical abuse and stuff like that, try to work within your relationship. Because guess what? Everybody have different habits. So when you go up there on Amazon and choose a man or a woman, read the reviews so you decide what direction you want to go. Because you leave one problem to go into the next. And you'll just be switching partners because it might be something a lot of men have eventually. But it's how you say it. So when some people will come and have a conversation about it, and some people will come and nag, and then eventually in a split second the nagging turn into an argument, and the man just say, listen, like, what for underwear the girl getting on so? You understand?
It's
So Nikki,
constant,
you understand what Shamak is saying, as well as the
very
caller.
much,
As well as they're saying
yes.
that if you have a good relationship, and this person has this particular issue, maybe the whatever it is that may be, right?
Yeah, whatever it can
minor
stuff. Yeah.
While it's an irritant to you, you have to say to yourself, you know something,
Could
I'll
have been
just
worse.
pick up after
Yeah.
him.
Could have
I'll
been
just pick
worse.
up the underwear. I'll just I'll remove the floss that he left there.
I think for
will
me-
I will put out the garbage. I'll do the but because he's a great guy.
I think for me,
He's a great guy.
I don't mean to cut you.
I think that's what you're saying, right?
Yes,
Shamak?
yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, I think you see the fact that there were other issues. I think like it was a combination with the untidiness. So, you know, like it was it. In other words, if that was just the only thing, then maybe. But then there were other things that were just, you know. And so I really agree with both Shamak and the caller. Like if you see you have something good, accentuate on that, you know, and don't let, you know, like other little like minor things slip in, you know.
Yeah,
because-
don't nag him
Yeah.
or don't nag
Now,
her.
some people not only nagging
About
for
that
untidiness,
particular
they're
issue.
nagging because somebody's always late from work. Maybe sometimes you was waiting for a bus, or maybe, you know, there are some people, they like to, and that's gossip. Their friends, they'll have to stop and talk now. That make you reach home late. Maybe you didn't cook the food on time. People nag for the slightest thing. Forget the untidiness, the slightest thing.
Well-
Maybe she didn't iron the pants
Discontent
properly.
within self that
So
causes that,
right,
you know.
exactly, and that's what we're talking about today.
Discontent within self. I'm telling you, listen, I like to be honest. And when I'm honest, like it helps create more perspective and I'm able to kind of sort through my crap, because believe me, I have a lot of crap. I think that my nagging stems from a lot of discontentment with self, and so I project. And I think a lot of us do that. Some people not even aware that they do it. But if you really content within yourself, like these little things will not irritate you so much. Like I don't know, there's a lot of discontent within yourself, and so you just dump and throw out. Now that isn't to say I'm making excuses and people should just be untidy or people should cheat and you shouldn't tell them things and whatever. No, but a lot of times we nag. I think it comes from a place of discontentment and unhappiness, and that kind of gets in the way. Right? Now, nagging in and of itself, like you said, doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing, but the person on the receiving end will feel like it's like that. Okay, for example, a man who doesn't want to make a financial contribution to the home, the woman will be on his back, you know, why not giving the money? I need this, the children need that, whatever. And constantly it goes on and on and on, and the man just does not change.
I think Shamak touched on that point, you know. That's a very, very important point. You're always finding something to nag about.
That's discontent.
There's
within
always something new to nag about.
That's
So
a
even if the
problem with
man
yourself.
addresses the issue of the underwear, for example,
Something
the
else will
nagger
Some people,
will
do
bring
it.
up something
Yeah.
else
And
again.
That's within self. That's
Yeah.
not really the persona, because I'm telling you, I'm being honest. It has to do with
Somebody
you.
who likes the nags,
You.
everything irritates them. Everything.
Yeah, because they're irritated with themselves. I'm telling you, it stems from here.
I did a little research, right? The causes of nagging, right? A nagger nags partly because of a mood problem.
Oh,
The nagger may feel anxious, afraid, depressed, or frustrated, among others, and the nagger cannot tolerate these feelings. So, not knowing what to do with those feelings, they look to the nearest person to offload their feelings because they
told
can't
you.
bear to feel them any longer.
see?
I
That's what
believe
it
you because
is.
some
I
of them will do it
believe
and they say,
that.
babes, I'm sorry about this morning. If we
It has to be
24 hours
rules,
yet, they're
Andre.
coming back again for another nag.
I think it's a hormonal
There's always
imbalance or
something
to apologize,
Seriously,
yes.
to bring up. There's always
God.
something new to come up. That's a problem.
So maybe it's a situation like Nikki normally said that maybe the naga have some unresolved issues that
that's
they have
what
to
it is. I'm telling
sort out
you.
their own self because maybe they're not ready to share their space with
I
somebody
ain't living
else
with no man again.
and stuff
Never.
like that.
Not me. I'm not putting nobody through these things anymore. So come and go. Like I'll be with you, but then you in your own space, I in my own. And I'm telling you, I not even if me. I know myself well enough, and I'm telling you. I mean, I'm a wonderful person, but then my moods, like they just so. And I'm telling you, it has to do with you, the nagger.
Yeah,
you see
because
what you read there?
Yes.
That could not have been better articulated. I'm telling you, that's what it is. That's
Yeah.
what it is. And so we just need to, I don't know.
Well.
bad.
If we are that way, if we know,
Bodge.
like those people, those of us who are listening, myself included,
Oh.
this sounds like me, sounds like you. We need to get some help. If you want to be helped. I want to always add that because people can go for help to see a
Exactly.
counselor and they have no intention of changing anything.
No.
Okay?
They only
So-
go because the partner say let's do it.
That's right.
Just to say they're doing it, but they don't really
Man, I
want
tell
to.
you,
In
but,
their mindset is not there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think nagging can
Especially
be very,
sometimes if they know that maybe the guy or the lady is serious to say, well, I'm going to break this up if you don't.
Yeah.
So they will go to the counselor, but then deep down inside, they don't want to change.
But
And
Andre,
then,
could
you know, nagging have a special tone. They don't come and have a conversation. They do it in a certain way, and the body language.
it's filled with
And
irritation.
the tone as well?
Yes, the tone,
tone,
yes.
yeah.
It's not just coming and have a conversation. Nikki, can you try to put the on your underpants and your bra in the basket, or don't put it in the laundry basket when you use it? You know, make it nice, but it's just like even if you let you, by the time you get in a job, the way your supervisor speak to you, you can tell the tone of voice, and that's spoiling your whole day. So
Yes.
I think it's
Yes.
the approach to the situation.
Here's another
Good
thing.
point, Shima.
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
true. But here's another thing. What if the person on the receiving end has all that pent up anger and whatever, and then I go to them and say, listen, please don't leave your underpants on the floor. There's a laundry basket right there. Just leave it. You know, some people, once you tell them something like
Yeah,
that, they
you're
fly
right.
off the
Just flip
handle.
on you.
They
You're right.
flip on
Yeah,
you.
people
So
like that.
how do you deal with a situation like that? It becomes combustible. It becomes volatile. In other words, here I am trying to talk to you nicely, but then you're flaring up on me. And so if I'm not in control, boom, you know.
Because
so
you have some persons, they I would call this the old people, you're in your one. They'll figure a big man like me want to come and have me on papi show.
Yes,
Because
why
to them
you
it's
telling
like
me that?
nothing. If it's troubling you, get rid of it. That's how they
Right.
look at it. So they figure
Yeah.
it's okay because they just live in, it's just an underwear, it's just a cup. They look at it as just, but it's affecting our living
Yep,
space.
yep.
You know.
Andre, could you, that piece of information you just read, could you forward it
Sure.
to me, please?
No
Thank
problem.
you. No,
No
listen,
problem.
this is serious business, Oi. Like you could. I mean, this thing is real.
But
I
the
don't know,
advice
boy.
coming
Wow.
there from the caller, the male caller earlier, Ansha Mark was saying the same thing, that if you know you have a good person and you know those things are irritating you about the individual, right? And we identified them already. It's best to just leave that alone.
I know, but he made a very.
just leave it alone.
You know what
Try
hit
your
me?
best to leave it alone.
Exactly.
Don't keep going
It's
after the
true.
guy because you know he's a good guy,
Yeah.
and you see that's
You
not
mess up
changing about it.
things.
You
And
see
I'm
that's
sure
not changing.
afterwards when they break up or they leave,
Then you
or they
realizing the
separate
person
for a
you
while,
had,
you say,
yeah.
boy, shit.
Why did I do that?
Why did
But
that?
Andre, the man.
Because
made
right
a-
now you're seeing the underwear,
Right,
you're thinking
exactly.
of everything
you're longing
else,
for
you're
it.
seeing the dishes.
You wish you had
That
that,
person
underwear in
was
your
there.
feet. Yes, because you
Yeah.
know. But he made a very important point also. He said, know thyself. And I think that is very important. We need to sit down and know what it is we even care to handle and what we don't care to handle. We don't do that. And then we always think, I love him or I love her. I'll be able to deal with that. I'll be able to deal with that. But then, to me, like, if you really and truly understand who you are and you know yourself, for example, if you know you're not able to stand cheating, don't overlook certain things at the beginning, because men have a tendency, well, we have a tendency to show certain things at the beginning of relationships. It's just that we tend to overlook them. We tend to sweep them under the carpet and say, we good. That I can handle that. But when you spend time with the person, then it becomes amplified.
I'm curious to know, because Shamak seems to be a very understanding guy. Shamak, if you're dating a guy, and I ask both of you the question, what will be the game changer for you that you break up the relationship at that point there? What will be the game changer for you?
In terms of nagging
Because you were saying earlier, and we agree with you, if that's just the issue the person has, they're not cleaning up after themselves, right? You would let that pass. I think
I'll
that's what
let
you
it
said,
pass, yeah.
right? So what will be the game changer for you? What would the person have to be doing that would cause you to break it up while you're dating them?
I think for me, personally, I think is if the person don't accept me for me, or if the person is selfish and cheating. These are the things I think.
Selfish,
Yeah.
and cheating.
And cheating, yeah. That's what it is. And then if the person is not contributing towards, because I think when you come together, you create a union. If you're not married, one people see us this, you have to see us as one. We have to have each other's back, not only for the nice times and the good times. So as you get older now, like I was with my birthday, 1841, it's like, wow, I like this version of me. You look, my apartment full of mirrors, and I speak a lot to myself. Somebody will think I'm not crazy, because I'd have to tell to nobody's going to repeat what I said. And I think like in present, like in my relationship, we put in thought in. I say, God, please make it work. Please make me not disappoint him. You know, like you just want it to work, and then you want it to be perfect, and not perfect, but close enough. And then for me, and then you put it out in the universe, and it's like every day you approach it like it's a new phone. You're looking for an upgrade, and I try to remain the way not remain, but at least close enough to what the person fell in love with or liked about me in the starting. You don't go and do something totally different.
Okay, so as you said, it'll be selfishness and cheating. Okay, I will hear from you in a second. Just take a call.
Sure.
Hello, good morning. Thanks for calling.
Good morning, Andre. Good morning, Shoma. Good morning, Nikki.
Good morning to you.
Morning.
Thanks for calling.
Morning.
I've been listening to you guys. What I don't understand, if your partner going to be complaining about the leaving the cup there and the leaving the plate there, why don't the man or the woman correct that? So that will stop the partner from nagging. Just correct it. Say, you don't like me to leave the cup there, let me take out the cup one time. Life is a learning process. We have to learn on each other.
That's only if you're living in a perfect world, right?
Yeah. It's easy to say, caller, but sometimes people just have an old habit.
And it's hard to break that. It's almost impossible. So you have to think of both sides. What you're saying there is true. We should try to change if the person is complaining.
Boy.
But that's not always the case.
Some people might do it once or twice.
Yeah, and
or if they see the person coming, they didn't make the bed, they rush in and make the bed. Then they put, I didn't make the bed, my wife is coming.
Exactly.
So it happens, but it has to be a natural thing. And sometimes they have that because, especially maybe if your husband was a mommy's boy or daddy's boy and their mother was doing everything for them.
Leave women alone and learn.
Josiane is still there. Yes, Josie, continue.
Learn each other.
God.
You don't have to learn each other.
Very
because
important.
life is a learning process.
Yes.
You meet somebody, you have to learn the man have to learn the woman.
True.
It's a learning process.
Very correct.
Okay, thank
Thanks
you.
for
Thank you.
calling.
Now, she does have a point there, right? If your partner is complaining, and you genuinely love that person, you must really try
Make
to
an
change.
effort.
Yeah, make an effort.
But that's the thing. The effort is not. Sometimes you see the effort is not being made. The person gets irritated on you. They say, well, if you don't like it, just take it out or whatever. They do that, and so what am I supposed to think? But the question you asked,
about what's the game changer
yes,
for you,
for me,
for you, Nikki?
Physical. You see, hitting. You see that. That for me is the game changer.
But Nikki, I don't understand you.
What
If
do
that's
you mean?
if that's the game changer, why are you gonna get irritated with the guy? The guy
Andre,
doesn't clean up
Andre,
after
listen,
himself.
there are no. Listen to me. You see, the thing is, Andre.
But you said what the game
listen.
changer is for you.
Andre, hear that. Next to hitting is that
you haven't
cleanliness
finished yet?
thing. Okay, next to hitting is that cleanliness thing.
All right, okay, I got you.
So I hope you get my point.
I get you.
All
Yeah,
right.
I spoke too soon.
Too soon. You always Andre.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But guess what?
So you see that
people don't nag in in a dating circle. People start, the nagginess really start when people living together. Monday to Sunday, they in that same. That's why
why I
they,
don't believe
because
in
when you
living
just
together.
you dating, at that point you had separate homes. You go there for a couple of hours, stuff like that. So it's almost like enough not happening. You're excited and stuff like that. But when you start living, it's like, but how he wasn't complaining about that. But now you don't understand. It's different.
We
Your
close
relationship is adjusting.
Exactly, and you in close proximity with the person for longer periods of time, so certain things start to come out. That's what it is.
Now we have to respect people's feelings, because Nikki's saying for her the game changer, one of them is this cleanliness issue, and we have to understand that. You, Shamak, you said something else. For me, it may be something else. It's something else.
Yeah.
But if you accept the person, right, under those circumstances, you already know, right, who you're dealing with, then you should not be nagging the person, because this is going to lead to a breakup.
Problems, I know, but and you know what? I think, you see, the nagger has to sit down and probably.
But the funny thing about
change
that,
their
the cleanliness
perspective,
issue
you know?
is sometimes you don't, if you only get to know that, you fall in love with that person, you crazy, and then you say, boom, you realize that person untidy. Because in the starting, you're not saying that.
You've seen it well.
You see, Shamak.
see
No,
it.
Andre,
Yes,
they have
you
people
see
they
it.
call
You
bell
see
flesh. No,
it.
in the
No,
space.
they have
you
people
see
they call
it.
bell flesh salad. They look good, they smell good, they teeth clean. When they live in this space, you would not even drink water there. And you get that.
But
Oh,
Shamak,
no, but
But Shamak,
No.
you must end up going to the person's house.
Listen.
Andre, yes, but they have sometimes that. But some of the naggers, that don't mean the person untidy things all over the place. Like, the slightest things, some people make an issue out of the apple. Andre, if you could have record some people nagging over the slightest thing, the slightest, and when you're like that, you're
Well,
quarreling
okay,
for like.
so let me ask you then. If you dating a guy who nags for the slightest thing, at that point there, would you break up is that a game changer for you?
If in that situation, maybe yes, because guess what? We will not have a peace of mind, because
Okay,
the
there
relationship
you
is
go.
having a peace of mind
There you go.
and being happy and stuff like that, because you'll be sad. There are people in a relationship and they're sad, and if you tell them take a book and write some good things about their partner, the most
can't
things they have
even
is
do it.
negative. They cannot
Yes.
do it.
Yes.
And they
You
always
understand?
tell you the
Why
way.
would I want to be with somebody every
Yes.
day recording? Every time I see her, I want to smile. Hey, babes, nice things. My boyfriend says, stop sending these emojis to my phone. I will sell a basket of flowers, because life is so short. I can leave here and never get to my shop. That's how I look at it. So you
They-
enjoy every moment. No, seriously. So at the end of the day, you enjoy the moment. So if the person
So-
is going to, you spending more time in nagging instead of creating memories in a relationship, then we have a problem.
So would you agree then that if somebody's dating Nikki, and Nikki sounds like that to me, that she will basically nag you for all kinds of things? I mean, she's admitted that. I think you have we all have problems. I'm not saying, I'm not picking on you.
No,
But
I
if the
mean,
person is dating someone like Nikki and they see that already,
Why
she's
get with
nagging,
me?
nagging.
Then you
well,
have
I
a
tell the
problem.
Stay
person
with that.
always have their best friends in their pocket and run.
No, but on a serious note, that's the thing. We see it, but we overlook it, thinking that we can fix it or it will
Not other
diminish.
person will change
or the
or something
person
like
will
that,
change,
because
but it
and
becomes
the worst thing about it, you're in
amplified.
love with that person, but it's just
You're
that
not even-
one issue. You
That's
understand?
huge, but that's a big
But it's a
issue.
big one. It's a big.
It's
a,
huge.
It's a game changer.
Where will your peace of mind come in? You
Yeah.
know, and then you'll say,
No, I'm not
"Oh,
saying to
yeah."
say. I am just saying to be in the devil and say that at the point is that bad point you're in love with the person. Even some people, they would nag, and then before they nag, they have to like, how do I tell him that? And it's really troubling them. That really make them get goosebumps on their skin. Like, what is wrong with this guy? Or what is wrong with this girl? You understand?
You know
Some
what I
people are
think?
simple thing. When you come at the home, you know what? They'll nag. You sit and you put your feet on the person's sofa. They nagging. People nag about everything. You understand?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
That's like, stop throwing words now.
So
What's that?
You hurting me.
we have to wrap up. We have to wrap up.
You hurt.
We have a call there, but we can't take the call. Sorry about that. Sorry.
My
We have to wrap up.
goodness.
So final
I
words.
just want
Final
to
words.
say, okay, nagging comes from, like a place of discontent, and I think it's projection. So let us all try to work on ourselves however we can, and
Yes.
just for goodness sake, let's try not to nag, because it's destructive, okay, to you and to the other person. Right?
Thank you very much. That's
Yes.
really that's really great to hear you say that.
Yes, yes.
I think for me is getting to know the person. You with and pay attention. Don't look on the romantic side. Just enjoy, because dating is making sure that person fits the criteria in everything. If it's religion, spirituality, cleanliness, everything. Especially if you know you're a nagger and certain things irritate you, you have to look for these things and don't put a blind eye to it. That's what I think would work. And compromise. Try it a little bit. It works.
Alrighty. Thank you very much, Nikki. Thank you,
You're
Shamak.
welcome. Please remember to forward me that thing.
I have already.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
All right, folks, you've
Yes.
been listening to and viewing The Love Zone with yours truly alongside Nikki and Shamak. Join us again next week, Tuesday, same time, 9 o'clock until 10 for another Love Zone. Now, stand by for Hard Red. That's coming up next. Those of you on Facebook, YouTube, and also on X, we'll get back to you in just a little while.